Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries. And of course, this is where top market experts join in and they take up all your questions to address it live on the show over the next 15 minutes. Of course, you can use the WhatsApp number that's flashing on your screens to send in all your questions. Do mention your name, your location and your contact details so that we can dial you back and you can directly speak to the top guests who join in on the show as well. Alternatively, you can also use the YouTube platform where you're watching us live on Business Today Television and use the comment section there to also send me your questions and I can pick up some of those questions there too. Let me now introduce to you our guest of the day. We have Mr. Aditya Agarwal, the Head of Research and Investment at investforedu.com, now with us on the show. Aditya, warm welcome. Good to have you with us, and finally your presence is also lighting up the markets once again. We have a 100-point uptick on the Nifty, 24,573. It's such a welcome breather in the markets which have been continuously falling like grind pins. Tell us, do we see any signs of continuing uptrend going forward from here?
Hi, afternoon, Sakshi. Thanks for the show. It's always a pleasure to come back. Oh, yes, it's a breather and a healthy one because after weeks or maybe I would say days of correction, finally we are seeing some kind of green tinge on the screen. I would say this can extend some more going ahead, maybe in trade today, tomorrow, this week. You can expect some more recovery in the market. But I don't see markets will go back to its previous highs anytime soon. It's more of a time-wise consolidation and maybe a price consolidation as well, what we're going to see on the headline indices, while broader markets could continue to see some kind of a volatility and profit booking again from here on. Sakshi, what is interesting is if you actually notice every year during Diwali, you have these bouts of profit taking and volatility taking in the markets. So it's not something new. If you recall 2023, we had a similar kind of a correction during Diwali. 22 again around Diwali, we had a correction. So in this time of the year, markets usually correct a bit, and then they give you an opportunity to go fresh long. So nothing to worry too much. But yes, there could be some bit of pressure, more in terms of time correction rather than price correction on the headline indices, I think.
Okay, got it. So that's the overview on the markets. We'll not waste any time. A lot of you have already sent in your questions. We already have Sandeep Pancharia, Kamlesh Narkere, Roshan Pradhan, Archana, Suyash, Ankur, Avnish already joining in with their questions. So warm welcome to all of you. Stand by, we'll be coming to you. But we have the first caller already, Shiva from Vizinangram. Is calling in. Shiva, hi, good afternoon. Have I pronounced the place you are at correctly? Vizinagram?
Yes, ma'am. Vijayanagaram, Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh. Okay, warm welcome to you. Tell me what's your question.
I recently bought Reliance shares at 3045 rupees, 44 shares. I want to know the current target. And recently, Reliance announced the bonus issue 1:1, but there is a continuous drop down in those shares. I want to know why and it will be raised or
Okay, so you bought it at little higher levels. We've actually seen consolidation and some dips right from the time the AGM announcement came in for the bonus shares. A lot of people lapped onto the shares, but they actually slipped from that time on, and it's currently trading at around 2700 odd levels. Some recovery taking place today. It's now at the day's high point. But how would you advise here? 3045 is his purchase price on RIL. October 28 is, by the way, the record date for the bonus issue as well.
Oh, so actually stay put. There's nothing to worry about Reliance Industries. In fact, at current levels, I'm recommending people to buy the stock, add to your portfolio, because from 3,200 odd level, stock has corrected and now it's offering an excellent risk to reward ratio. Mind you, Hashi, this is one stock which is yet to outperform within the Nifty 50 pack. And my sense is the next leg of rally that we're going to see in the Nifty could be led by Reliance as well. So at current levels, there's nothing to worry. If you're looking to buy more, these are good levels to add on to your portfolio and position. 2650 is a very good support area, and I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 6 months to about a year's time frame, you will see the stock touching levels of 4,000 from current levels. So definitely hold on, add more, extremely bullish on the stock.
Okay, extremely bullish on the stock right there. Okay, let's take the next question. This is from Kamlesh Narkere, who's our YouTube viewer. He says, hi Sakshi, hello Kamlesh ji, how are you? It says JSW Infra and HG Infra. These are the two stocks on his radar. He wants to invest in these stocks for the long term. Any buying level that you could suggest, or maybe either of the two, which is going to be a better one, JSW or HG Infra?
So let's talk about JSW Infra first. Sakshi, stock has witnessed a bit of a correction from the peak, and then simultaneously, if I take a look at HG Infra, that too has corrected from the peak. In fact, most of the infrastructure companies, if you take a look at last the 2 months outperformance performance, it will be an underperformance. So between the two, I think HG Infra is something which stands out for me. It has come to very good support levels. The risk to reward is in favor of going long at current levels. So you can definitely look at adding HG Infra at current levels and all the way down till 1250 on the downside. You can see levels of about 1800 again on the upside. As far as JSW Infra is concerned, I think there could be some more pressure. Around 270 is where the immediate supports lie for JSW Infra.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Okay, Roshan Pradhan wants to know, between NHPC and BEL, would you recommend any fresh entry in either of these two right now? Again, from the defense play, BEL has been in a consistent downtrend, and so also from the power space, NHPC as well.
Not at all, Sakshi. So I would wait it out. In fact, NHPC has corrected significantly. This is something I think which we have recommended time and again on the show as well, that these stocks have been heating a lot. All the PSU, defense, the railway, and then there will come a time of consolidation and a price correction. So these are witnessing correction. I feel there will be some more pressure in both the stocks, NHPC and BEL. No two ways that both are very good, fundamentally strong stocks, but there comes a period of consolidation and correction. You can't rule that out. And both these stocks will witness further correction. So BEL would be the top bet within the two, but wait it out for the stock to come to close to levels of 240, 250. Then you can start looking at adding position in BEL.
Okay, got it. So that's the view. Okay, from Suyash, the question is on Exide or Crompton. Where can he buy right now? And he wants to invest for the short term. Any target that you can suggest from the battery space Exide and Crompton's Greaves from the consumer's basket?
So I would stick my neck out and go long on Crompton, not at Exide Industries at current levels, actually, because I think because his view is short term, so I think Exide can correct to levels of 450 or maybe 440 as well on the downside. On the flip side, Crompton has already corrected significantly, has witnessed a breakdown from head and shoulders, and from there it has come down. So around 390 is a good support area for Crompton. I think there could be a short covering rally there. So all the way to 440, 450 is where I see stock touching. So at current levels, it offers an excellent risk to reward, maybe a 10-15 rupee downside, and you can see a 40-50 rupee upside in Crompton.
Okay, got that. So between the two, Crompton is where you can actually look at an upside going forward from here. Ankur Modi writes in, he says, hi Sakshi, good afternoon, I am from Jaipur. Can I buy BLS e-services and Ixico at the current levels? Ixico is a recently listed platform. We all know it's in the travels and tourism space, and BLS e-services is also into providing of the visa facility as well. So both on the tourism play, stocks is what is on his radar. Anything that looks promising to you?
Not really, Sakshi. They are witnessing a lot of pressure. In fact, I can take a look at BLS because the second one is a newly listed company. I have limited data on that. But looking at BLSE, I think stock is still poised for a more consolidation. So at current levels, just wait it out for some more time. Let the stock see some kind of a recovery, pullback, higher highs, higher lows. Then maybe you can look at entering the stock. At current levels, maybe not a good idea to get into the stock.
Maybe not a good idea to get into this stock, Ankur. So please adhere to the advice that's been shared by Aditya for you. Let's take the next question. This is from Avnish Chaudhary. His question is on IREDA. Remember, there was a time when everybody was tracking IREDA on an everyday basis, the way it was actually moving forward. Earnings were promising, orders were of plenty on an everyday basis. Management was coming out, talking almost every week to the media as well. The buying price that Avnish has is 280 rupees. The stock has slipped below 200 levels. But despite this, on a year-to-date basis, the stock is still up 90%. Look at the kind of last 1 month retracement that we have. 14% of a retracement is what we have already seen on the stock. Just in the last 5 days, 12% of losses is what we have seen. Aditya, I think the question here Avnish wants to know is कि क्या इस लेवल पर एवरेज करना सही होगा या नहीं. 280 पर खरीदा है 200 के नीचे आ चुका है, लॉन्ग टर्म के निवेशक हैं, क्या करें?
डेफिनेटली स्टॉक अच्छा है, कंपनी अच्छी है, जैसा आपने कहा कि ऑर्डर्स अच्छे आ रहे हैं और आगे भी आएंगे इसको ऑर्डर्स, ऐसा बात नहीं ऑर्डर्स नहीं आएंगे. अगेन इट कम्स बैक टू द फैक्ट दैट अ स्टॉक कैनॉट गो अप वन वे. There'll come a point of time when the stock will retrace, correct, consolidate. And if you really take a look at the way the stock had outperformed, a 14% pullback from the highs is nothing much, to be honest. It's just that he unfortunately entered the stock at the highs. So you'll have to wait it out for some more time. I wouldn't recommend averaging it just yet. Give the stock some time to consolidate more, maybe spend some time in this range of 200, 210, 190 on the downside. Then you can look at averaging the stock once it starts its uptrend. Don't just average be in a hurry to average just now. Once the stock starts its uptrend, starts making higher highs, higher lows, then maybe it's a good time to average the stock. At current level, just stay put. You have entered at a high point, high price, but just stay put. The stock is good. It's going through some kind of a consolidation. That's it.
Okay, I hope that has given you a lot of clarity on your stock position, Avnish, right there. Next, we have a WhatsApp query coming in from Momita in Kolkata. She says, hi Sakshi, is it a good time to enter Cochin shipyard after the massive correction, or any other defense stock that I can look at for either 1 year, 3-year or 5 years time frame as well? Good question right there. Most of these defense stocks which we were celebrating day after day yet again have actually seen 20, 30, 40, even 50 and 60% downtick from their all-time high levels. I mean, Cochin Shipyard is one stock where I remember we have seen 2,900 kind of levels as well. And it's now come down. There is nothing, just in the last 3 months, 43%, 44% has been lost. 1381, what would you say to all those who've been holding at, say, upwards of 2,000, upwards of 2,500 kind of levels?
So, Sakshi, it's very important to keep evaluating your position and then keep stop losses, which is why it's very important to keep stop losses. Mind you, there was a point of time when Cochin, the valuation of Cochin Shipyard, Mazgaon Dock, all these were higher than the entire valuation of defense sector in Korea. Can you imagine that? The kind of euphoria we had seen in these stocks. And now it was bound to come down, and it has come down. And I don't see these stocks coming back to those levels anytime soon. Might take maybe 6 months or maybe a year for the stock to come back to those levels, or maybe slightly higher. But then again, you're spending too much time you're allocating your money. So I don't see any reason to stay put in these stocks. If you can bear the loss, I would suggest exit from this. Better plays are there which are pure play defense, maybe an HAL. Can be looked at. That's a good candidate. BEL is also something which we discussed as a good candidate. Can be looked at after a correction. Mazgaon Dock and Cochin Shipyard, slightly, I am still skeptical in the fact that it will come back to those levels anytime soon.
Okay, right. So skeptical positions right there. We don't know whether it will come back soon. Better positions in defense will be probably HAL and BEL rather than a Cochin Shipyard right now. So keep an eye out on that space. Okay, so we have another question. This is coming in from Avdesh Thakur, and he's from Deoghar, Jharkhand. He wants to know, should I apply in Waaree Energies IPO or not? Today is the last day on Waaree Energies, and already when I remember on day one itself, within hours it got fully subscribed, and when we look at the status right now, the stock is already got oversubscribed by a huge margin, because I think 3 times subscription only came in on day one itself, and the grey market premiums have also shot up almost 100% odd. Yes, so I think 8.8 time was done on the second day itself, the kind of subscription that has been seen, and QIB, retail, NII portion, NII especially 25 times is what the subscription has actually come in. So there's a huge kind of a demand for this, and I can understand that on the last day, whatever chance one can take is what one wants to know. Aditya, have you yourself applied for Waaree Energies IPO? Do you think it is going to be a great play in the renewable energy and the solar space particularly?
Oh, absolutely, Sakshi. In fact, as a disclosure, I have applied. I have asked all our clients to apply for the IPO. And interesting is, management has left something on the table for the investors. Just to give you a brief data about Waaree Energies, stock was trading in the unlisted space, and it was quoting somewhere around 2,700, 2,800 just before the IPO came out. And IPO price band is 1,500. So it offers a lot of room on the upside for investors on the table. Luckily, you will be lucky if you get an IPO because the listing price could be somewhere in the range of 2,700 or 3,000. That's what the grey market premium is suggesting. And Sakshi, even after the listing and listing at 100% premium, which the expectations are, I guess it will be trading much cheaper than the listed players like the ones which are already premier in explosives. They are trading, I think, much expensive than Waaree Energies. And this space is good. The company has grown significantly in last 1 year. If you take a look at the numbers, management is excellent. So definitely apply for it. And unfortunately, if you don't get an IPO allotment, maybe you can look at the stock post listing. If it comes down anywhere close to 2,500 or maybe 2,400, also it's a good bet. We're looking at a target of 4,000 in about 2 years time frame in the stock.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in. All right, Sindhu from Bangalore says that can I enter LIC at the current levels? That's the question that's coming in. Insurance space has also had its fair share of up move in this recent run up that we had been seeing. The question again comes into fore because now the government is looking to extend the benefit of GST reduction on health and life as well. That could prompt some more people to probably apply for some more life insurance policies, and therefore we had been seeing even the results show uptake for most of the private players that have come out with the results. LIC for you at 913, does it make sense?
Oh, absolutely, Sakshi. I think you don't have much to lose here. If you're a long-term investor, definitely you should look at adding LIC housing LIC in your portfolio. On the downside, 880 is a very good support area between 880, 870. I don't see stock coming down drastically from those levels. And if you're looking at a higher time frame, definitely stock can test levels of 1,200 odd levels in a year's time frame. So hold on to it. If you already have it, it's a good time to look at buying a fresh in LIC. On the downside, 870, 880 is a good support area. And on the upside, stock can retest levels of 1,100, 1,200 if you hold on to it for a year or more.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that you have on LIC right there. Next, we have Imtiaz Ahmed wanting to know any entry level in GAIL, if you can suggest, Gas Authority of India Limited. Would you like this stock at the current levels?
Not really, Sakshi. I think there is still some more pain left in the stock. Just clearly going by the fact that the stock had shot up significantly and just retraced partially the gains about 13-14% from the highs. I guess there is still some more pain left in the stock. On the downside, 200, 190 is where I would look at averaging or maybe buying the stock if I'm interested. Wait it out for some more time, not just yet.
Okay, got it. Arpit Agarwal writes in and he says, could you please tell about Indus Towers, what should I do? Arpit, do mention in case you already have the stock or this is a fresh entry that you're looking forward to. Indus Towers is in focus today because right after the earnings, the stock also, shot up in the early trading action. Let's pull up the stock as well. Remember, the entire telecom space has actually brought the spotlight on some of these stocks today. So therefore, Indus Towers is something that we can definitely discuss with Aditya. Aditya, we've had a stellar run up on this one. Of course, in the interim, the consolidation played out too. At current levels, do you think it is looking better or more attractive than it was earlier?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt, Sakshi. 360 is a very good level to enter into Indus Towers. I think going ahead, you will see better numbers from the company. A lot of positives are happening for the stock. And from a risk to reward perspective as well, I don't see stock coming down anywhere below 330, 340. It's a good support area. So give and take another 30, 40 rupees from here on. I think you are good to go and in this stock at current levels. On the upside, stock can again retest levels of 440, 460, which it had tested some time back. So definitely, it's a positive looking chart setup. There's a bit of a correction in the correction in the stock, and looking at the fundamentals, improving fundamentals of the company, I think definitely one should look at adding this in your portfolio if you don't have it, with a stop loss somewhere around 330. I think so it's a good bet.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in on this one. Let's talk about some more stocks then. All right, we have another question from Nitin Verma now. He says, I have 1,000 shares of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank at the rate of 37 rupees. Would you have a view on this one? वो पूछ रहे हैं कि अभी निकलना यहाँ से सही रहेगा क्या? ये जानना चाहते हैं आपसे. अभी 37.89 पर है, आज 3-3.25% ऊपर है. तो शायद शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए ही उन्होंने यहाँ पर एंट्री किया है। क्या जानना चाहते हैं आप? क्या सजेस्ट करना चाहेंगे आप आदित्य?
बने रह सकते हैं इसमें। 35 का स्टॉप लॉस लगा है, और क्योंकि आपने एकदम शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए एंट्री की है, स्टॉक में एक अच्छा खासा करेक्शन आ चुका है, तो मुझे लग रहा है एक बार स्टॉक रीटेस्ट करेगा अपने लेवल्स को, 41 42 लेवल्स को रीटेस्ट करेगा। वहां पे आप एक बार वापस से या तो रिव्यू कर सकते हैं या फिर एग्जिट कर सकते हैं। करंट लेवल से बने रहे, 35 रुपीज का एक स्टॉप लॉस बनाए।
ओके, गॉट इट। तो यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल गई है। अगला सवाल हमारे पास है अर्चना साहू का, और ये पूछ रही हैं बीसीएल इंडस्ट्रीज के ऊपर आदित्य। कुछ 300 शेयर्स ये होल्ड करती हैं 68 के लेवल पर। यहाँ जानना चाहती है शुड शी होल्ड और एग्जिट? व्हाट वुड यू एडवाइस बीसीएल इंडस्ट्रीज?
I think she can continue to hold the stock because stock has seen a bit of a consolidation after a sharp dip in the previous months. On the downside, stock has good supports around 50 52 rupees. So with the stop loss around 52 rupees, she can continue to hold. The stock can retest levels of 68, which is the immediate resistance. If that is taken out, then 80 is also possible on the cards. But just keep on reviewing the stock because it's a very volatile one. So with a stop loss just below 52 rupees, you can hold for a first target of 68 and then maybe 80 rupees.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that is coming in. We have a caller with us from New Delhi. Chandra Singh has called in. Hi Chandra Singh, how are you? Good afternoon.
Hi ma'am, एकदम absolute fine. And you?
Ji, I'm very well. Thank
Yes,
you
ma'am.
so much for asking. Tell me, what's your question?
Ma'am, my query is Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC.
Mm-hmm.
I, जो IPO आया था उस टाइम मेरे को लगा हुआ था 712 रुपये की प्राइस पे लगा हुआ था। अभी इसमें क्या लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए होल्ड करना चाहिए या शॉर्ट निकल जाना चाहिए या एग्जिट कर देना?
ओके, आदित्य बिरला सन लाइफ एएमसी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। 712 रुपये की इनकी खरीद है, तो क्या करें? अभी अभी 732 है, निकल जाए या होल्ड करके रखें?
बने रहे साक्षी, मुझे लग रहा है कि स्टॉक ये पूरे सेगमेंट में अच्छा मोमेंटम आने वाला है और अच्छा कर रहे हैं। और 700 रुपये का एक स्टॉप लॉस लगा है और बने रहे ऊपर में। स्टॉक एक बार 800 को क्रॉस करेगा तो फिर 830 तक जाने की इसमें क्षमता रखती है स्टॉक। तो 700 रुपये 30 रुपये का डाउन साइड है, मुझे लग रहा है ऊपर में आपको 70 से 100 रुपये का अपसाइड डेफिनेटली देखने मिलेगा। पैनिक करने की जरूरत नहीं है, स्टॉक एक अच्छा मोमेंटम बना के होल्ड कर रहा है ऐसे मार्केट में भी, तो वो साइन स्ट्रेंथ है स्टॉक में।
ओके, गॉट इट। ऋषिकेश लिखते हैं, मैम आई होल्ड अदानी एंटरप्राइजेज फ्रॉम 3100 लेवल, सो आई एम अनएबल टू अंडरस्टैंड वेदर आई शुड कंटिन्यू टू होल्ड और सेल बिकॉज नथिंग इज हैपनिंग ऑन द स्टॉक। अदानी एंटरप्राइजेज, हाउ आर यू लुकिंग एट दिस वन?
Sakshi, I think there will be a lot of consolidation for the stock. It's not going up anytime soon. And we've seen that consolidation going on for a long period of time. Like the caller himself is frustrated now. But I would suggest, I don't see any weakness as well on the stock. It's a long consolidation. So 2800 should be a stop loss on the downside. If 2800 is broken, then maybe you can look to exit from the trade. Otherwise, you can just stay put and hope that the stock comes back to your buying level, and then maybe you can look to exit. Stock is just going through a massive consolidation at the moment.
Okay. Before taking more questions and before letting you go, Aditya, I have to ask you, we are headed into the peak of the festive season, just days away from Diwali. Although the large part of October has actually seen a festive cheer that's been absolutely missing from the D street. But this has been largely also the time when a lot of consumption is taking place beyond the stock markets. We've been reading reports on how, footfalls have increased at the malls, at the shopping places as well. There's a lot more consumption, so the liquidity is abuzz. There were some reports even that the sales for during Karwa Chauth have actually shot up to historic levels as well. So the demand is out there. People have the money. If one really thinks of the stock market correction as a big sale that is that has actually come in front of them, and for the long term a wealth creating opportunity perhaps to look at stocks that have corrected quite a bit, would you be able to suggest any festive tips or festive stocks for them?
Oh, definitely, Sakshi, I can. And you put it absolutely right. This is a festive sale you're witnessing in the stock markets. Go out there, buy if you're a long-term investor. My only caveat here would be stick to large cap names because mid cap, small cap can see further pain in the market going ahead. But yes, definitely there are plenty of opportunities within the large cap space, and you can look at them, you can buy them. To name a few, we discussed Reliance Industries. I think it's an excellent buying opportunity at current levels. Be an investor in Reliance Industries at current levels. You will see bonus. You can see demerger happening of Geo. You can have Reliance Retail coming out of Reliance. So it's a conglomerate right now, and there will be a demerger at some point of time. So you will stand to benefit from that. HDFC Bank, finally the big stock is moving, and I think it could be the year of HDFC Bank as well. From this Diwali to next Diwali. So HDFC Bank should be on your radar and should be in your portfolio as well. Don't miss out on the IT stocks, because a lot of these IT companies are coming out with good guidances, and then nothing like large cap IT stocks, be it a TCS or an Infosys or maybe an HCL Technologies. So you can look at some of these IT names to add in your portfolio. If I have to pick few, maybe I'll pick a TCS and Infosys and add them in my portfolio. So create a portfolio of large cap stocks. Bajaj Finance came out with phenomenal numbers. I think that is also one stock which is due for a big outperformance. You can see an outperformance in Bajaj Finance as well. So add these stocks in your portfolio, stick to large cap stocks, and the names that I just recommended could be recommended to our clients as well, and could some of it could be part of my portfolio as a disclosure, a very small holding. But yes, these are some of the stocks that we are recommending, and you should be looking at these stocks and create a portfolio for long term, at least a year or so.
Okay, so there you have it. Aditya has actually given you a whole list of stocks that you can actually buy in this festive sale. Keep it till next Diwali and you're sure going to be seeing a portfolio that will be in the green and will give you definitely a long-term wealth right there, from large caps, from banking space, from IT space, from NBFC as well, and of course a conglomerate like Reliance Industries. All of these stocks is something that you can definitely look at for the absolute long-term right there, and these are the stocks that are sure to give you some great returns. Okay, last question we will take from one of our viewers with you, Aditya, before we let you go. This is Raju from Hyderabad. He wants to know on Tata Motors at the current levels, should he be buying?
Tata Motors, yes, can look at nibbling into the stock if the time horizon is long term. On the downside, I think stock can though correct to levels of 840, 850. On the upside, stock can see levels of 1000. I don't see an immediate up move in Tata Motors, but yes, after a correction, these are good levels to start buying in tranches. So at current level, you can buy some. On correction to 840, 850, you can definitely add more and hold on to it for a target of 1000 plus.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Aditya, for being with us on this special edition. I wish you the
Thank you for
season's
me,
greetings to you, to your team members, your family members, and loved ones as well. I hope that you have a fantastic Diwali up ahead and a very profitable one. Of course, we do hope from the entire team of Business Today Television that you have a fantastic year ahead, and the association that you've built up over the last 1 year with us continues to grow even bigger and better. Thank you so much for being with us. All right, and time now, viewers, to also introduce to you, our next guest who will be taking up the rest of your questions on daily calls. We have Mr. Akshay Bhagwat, another favorite on the show, Senior Vice President, Derivatives Research from JM Financial Services, now joining in. Hi, Akshay. Good afternoon. Season's greetings to you. Finally, some green on the screen. Is that good enough to bring a smile back to your faces, or is it going to still test some more patience for investors?
Good afternoon, Sakshi. Season's greetings to you too. Well, certainly the day has been a bit cheerful, some bit of a mood lifter, at least most of the stocks trying to stage a bounce back. Now, it's pretty too early to say whether a support is in place because technically speaking, there has been a major development on the charts. That's a break of a head and shoulder bearish pattern yesterday. So at least till the index stays below 25,000, we are not out of the woods. Yes, minor pullbacks will be on because it's been a one-way fall. But if one is looking from an investment angle, then still it makes sense to wait out. This is more of a trader's market. Intraday opportunities, BTSD opportunities. If one is looking from the buy side, choppiness will be the nature of the market from here on. So still a negative tinge continues, not out of the woods, but investment opportunities, better to wait and watch is what the approach should be.
Okay, got it. So that's the viewpoint that's coming in right there. Let's get you some of the questions that are coming in then, Akshay. They're lining up for you already. We have the first question. This is from Mohit Yadav, and he wants to know, is it the right time to invest lump sum in mid-cap and small-cap mutual funds? Good question right there, Mohit. Mid and small caps have actually seen more carnage when we compare it with the benchmark indices, and if you're thinking of taking advantage of this about 7% odd kind of a correction in mid caps that we've already seen from the peak, I think this is the right time that you can take advice from top market experts like Akshay right there. Akshay, do you think the mid and the small caps are offering that kind of an opportunity, or do you think the run up has been fairly too large and some more correction can actually come in?
Yes, so actually, no one can predict where the bottom will be for the markets. For you to have a fruitful journey, it is always essential that you participate in all the cycles of the market, and SIP is one of the best way to participate. So, lump sum approach is not what I would always advocate, because you're putting all the eggs in the basket at the same time. It's always better to follow the SIP route. So really, we do not know whether this is the bottom or further more pain is in store. But yes, invest at least 25%, because you are getting stocks cheaper by at least minimum 20-25% than what they quoted a month back. So follow the long-term approach. Invest 25% is what my advice would be at the current levels in the small and mid-cap space.
In the small and the mid cap space. Okay, got that. Let's take the next question then. This is from Shireen Banu, and he says that she says that will Cipla share price rise from here, or is it going to test some more patience? Cipla, right there. How would you advise?
Well, if one is keen from a short-term trading perspective, yes, Cipla is nearing a support. 1475, 1480 is the support zone. So maybe 20-30 points plus minus from the current rate, but it does make sense to buy Cipla from the current rate. Nearing an oversold zone, chances of a small trading recovery can see the stock heading for 1550. So if this target suits your trading profile, then yes, you can go for buying Cipla with a stop loss below 1445.
Okay, got it. That's the view that's coming in. We have the next question now, and this question is from Ramesh. He says, "Hi, ma'am. Is Vaishali Pharma a good buy for the long term due to its recent expansion plans that it has talked about?" Let's look at the charts of Vaishali Pharma to see how the stock has been doing. We have the stock, it's a penny stock again, a 19 rupees stock. It's at 5% uptick today. In the last 5 days, it's been down 8% odd. Last 1 month, flattish. Last 6 months, it's gone up about 18%. Year to date, flattish. Last 1 year, it's gone up 42% odd. Its market cap is just about 250 odd crore rupees. Its 52-week high is about 25 odd rupees, and 52-week low is about 12 odd rupees right there. A penny stock right there. Akshay, do you track at all this stock?
From the charts, yes, from a long-term horizon, this stock can be held on. It did stage a breakout about 20, but the breakout has faltered. So maybe it may take some more months of sideways consolidation. If you are ready to give more time, do not expect any momentum pickup, at least in the short term. But from a minimum 1 year investment horizon, I think this stock should bode well. You should hold the stock with a stop loss below 1414. Try to average or buy more around levels of 17 and 18. Broadly, the target expectation can be around 28 to 30 from a long-term perspective.
Okay, got it. Let's get, okay. There's a question from one of our WhatsApp viewers from Delhi, and Salu his name is, and he wants to know Nifty target for October. Akshay, would you be able to help him out?
So I believe if it is October, then just a few days more to go for October. I think trading session wise, 5 to 6 trading sessions more to go. See, the price structure is still negative. It is just kind of holding on to the 24,500 level, because that's an option writer's support. But October targets are still on the lower end. I anticipate downside till 24,200 in Nifty. That is the downside you can expect in the month of October.
Okay, got it. I hope this has answered your question. Next, we have Namita Arora writing into us. You know, Sakshi, I promised myself that I will not look at my portfolio. I went to sleep and I dreamt that the market is flying high in green, and I immediately looked and it's still 80-85 points up. So I'm breathing a sigh of relief. I hope, Namita, not too much of a carnage in the last few days in your portfolio. It's okay to not look at your portfolio on an everyday basis when the markets have been extremely volatile. Things will get better. Like I've been consistently talking to our viewers on our show that this too shall pass. So don't think that all is lost. We have actually seen in the past many testing times, and the markets have always come back. Whether sooner or later is just about the time that we have to know. So don't get into a panic mode right now, even if your portfolio is not looking very good at this point in time. If you are confirmed about the stocks that you've bought for the long term, then stick with them, or else just take a fundamental view of there is any kind of a panic sign. Trailing stop losses have also been checked. Then at those levels that you should definitely take a view from the top guests who join in on the show as well. Let's go on to taking the next question. Okay, so Mayank Saxena says, I have Prince Pipes, 53 shares at 627. Can I average at the current levels? Prince Pipes for you, Akshay.
Yeah. See, the price structure is negative from short to medium term perspective. Just the silver line is that the prices are nearing a short term support zone. 500, 510 is precisely the area where the medium term supports converge at. So the suggestion is do not buy more, but maintain a strict stop loss of 475. If the stock does recover from support, then you need to hold on. Maybe then we need to take a review and see how the delivery volumes and the trades price action goes from the support. But overall, short-term bounce back till 600, 625 cannot be ruled out. So hold with the stop loss which I mentioned.
Okay. Next, Sai has written in to us from Hyderabad. He's talking about the defense stocks right there. Akshay, HAL, Mazagon, BDL, all these three stocks are in his portfolio, and he's saying I'm sitting on losses. So should I sell or wait right now? I can completely understand your situation, Sai. Many of these stocks have actually corrected 30, 40, 50% also from their recent peaks as well, not too long ago, that they were on a consistent upward trend. If the losses are to the tune of 10 to 15% odd, Akshay, HL, BDL, Mazagon, what would you suggest?
See, if it is short to medium term, do not expect any major recoveries in the defense space. The way the selling has been, it's been gradual, it's not been sharp, but such selling is indicative of a time correction which is on, and this might further continue for the next couple of months. So be ready to hold a stock, some more pain maybe in the offing, but the sense is that from a long-term horizon, still there is no major damage seen. Recovery is always on from a long-term perspective. It's more of a journey, considering that charts also are saying that you need to hang on to the stocks even in the tough times. So hang on to them, but short to medium term, do not expect any fireworks in the defense space.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question then with you. And this question is from Manikant in Kodad, and he wants to know any stock picks for the day. So on an intraday level, would you be able to suggest any one or two ideas?
Sure. You can look at Reliance Industries, one of the Nifty 50 stocks, has a strong weightage in the Nifty component basket. And if you look at the intraday charts, it's going strong. We are seeing good recovery from oversold zones. And this recovery for intraday can see the stock heading for 2720, 2725, stop loss of 2690 on this buy trade. So look at Reliance Industries. Bajaj Finance can be the other stock you can look forward to. Fantastic numbers, highly oversold, reacting very strongly on the results. Strictly an intraday bet. 27052 is where it trades. 7125 can be the upside target, and stop losses will be below 7,000 on this buy trade, strictly for intraday.
Okay, got that. So that's the view over there on such stocks. Let's take the next question. All right, we also have some questions coming in on our WhatsApp, so let's quickly take those. I think one question is coming in on from Rupesh Agarwal in Maharashtra. He wants to know on Balu Forge, 400 shares at 460. रिजल्ट अच्छा आने के बाद मोमेंटम क्यों नहीं आया, ये सवाल पूछना चाहते हैं. एक दिन का काफ़ी स्पाइक देखा था हमें नतीजों के बाद इस स्टॉक में, उसके बाद लगातार बाजार के प्रेशर में देखने को मिल रहा है. क्या सलाह देना चाहेंगे इनको? बालू फोर्ज का अगर आप चार्ट देखते हैं, कुछ यहाँ पर आपको पॉजिटिविटी नज़र आ रही है?
So slight doubt, this is Bharat Forge or Balu Forge? Because
Balu Forge.
Balu Forge is 767.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Long-term perspective, continue to hold on. time correction is on in the stock right now, and this might extend for maybe a month or more, but the price structure is still very strong. Hold with a stop loss at 675. At this point, the target projections would be around 975 to 1000.
एक सवाल हमारे पास आया है विश्वास शर्मा का. He says, hello ma'am, is the rally in waste management stocks over? How do you look at this sector for the long term? Say stocks like Antony Waste Management, POCL and Gravita, anything that looks positive here. The question is valid right there, Akshay. We have been seeing, you know, stocks like Antony Waste Management in the thick of action in the recent run up. Anything that looks positive from the long term perspective here, even if the consolidation has to continue for some more time to go?
I think Gravita can be one of the stocks you can look forward to. We have a recommendation from a long term, which we have given our clients out. And the recent last couple of days reaction is because of the results. It is temporary. This offers you another opportunity to get into the stock. 2000, 2100 is a support zone. That's a trading support. But from a long-term perspective, I think somewhere the stock should bottom out around 2000 and start its upward journey. Target potential can be around 2850 to 3000. So keep a slightly longer stop loss. The stop would be around 1725 on your positional trade with a time horizon of over a year.
Okay, and the company also came out with the results, I think, on October 21st. The net profit here surged by 26% to 72 crores. Revenue improved by about 11% to 927 odd crore rupees also for the company. In fact, at the EBITDA level, we have actually seen a dip of 13% in the company, and therefore you may be seeing some consolidation. Margins have stood at 6.8%. Again, they have slipped from 8.7% in the corresponding period of the last fiscal. Although we have seen that its subsidiary has now executed an MOU to acquire waste tire recycling plant in Romania with a capacity of approximately 17,000 metric tons per annum. And this will be the first recycling facility in Europe that Gravita also has. So that's as far as what the company has been doing fundamentally as well, and technical checks have also been done by Akshay on that front too. Let's take the next question now. We have a question that's coming in from okay, we have one question. This is from, okay, we've taken this question already. I think Anupam Singh from Noida is asking a question on Karur Vysya Bank. He's bought the stock at 210. 1 year view is what he has. Should he add or should he hold? That's what he's suggesting. What would you say?
The price structure is extremely strong. The stock is trading in a very healthy uptrend as I look at the monthly charts. It is just that the last couple of months has been a bit choppy. Of late, 200 has been the bottom, the swing low, and 230 has been the swing high. I think this price structure is signaling more upside to go in the coming days. So consider buying this or holding this. Potential price targets can be around 265, 280 from a long-term perspective.
Okay. Madhusudan Das says, I have Suzlon shares, 400 shares at 77. I have a 6 months view. What should I do? We've completely forgotten to talk about Suzlon now. There was a time when every day the stock was consistently inching higher. It's doubled, tripled investors' wealth in this early part of the year already for investors. Right now at around 68, I remember tracking it even beyond 80 odd levels as well. But the recent consolidation has actually brought down the stock below 70 odd levels, and your purchase price is 77. Any reversal in sight?
Absolutely. It's been a multi-bagger. In 2023, I believe the stock was trading at 10 rupees, and 80 is where we saw Suzlon going to 8x returns, and 70 correction is hardly much considering the gains which the stock has registered in a short period, I may say, of 1 year. So yes, the price structure is still strong. It is just that the short-term sideways consolidation is on, a time correction is on, and I foresee targets still around 100 in the making. 100 is the point where the stock needs a review. So hold or buy. The support is somewhere in the range of 65 to 70 where it trades right now. any day the bounce is on. It's just that the market conditions has to support the small and mid cap space, and you will see the stock roaring back in action again.
Okay, got it. Next, we have a question. This is from one of our viewers, Kavya. She says, "Hi Sakshi, how are you?" I'm very well, Kavya. Good to be speaking to you. She says, "I've got 3 lots of Hyundai Motors. Should I exit or hold this stock? I have a 1-year view." I know a lot of viewers who've got this stock are actually now feeling that why did I buy this stock? But if you look, the recovery on the second day is showing some promise. 4.5% now higher. It went down, after listing at 1934, even below this 1900 mark as well, but it's slowly and gradually inching up. Although Akshay tracks technicals and this stock is just 1 day old, so he won't have any charts right there. But Akshay, at the brokerage house, have you come out with any viewpoint of Hyundai for the long term?
Actually, we are not covering much of this, but my sense is that give it some more time. If you have given time in the IPO, at least yesterday's post listing gains, today it's back to square one, and really there is no much reason to worry about. At least it's not down serious percentages. So I think you can continue holding. We'll need a review every 15 days, but hold as I see, I think 1700 should be a 1750, 1800 should be a good base, which I foresee. So hold is the recommendation.
Okay, last question we'll take, Akshay, before you go. This is a 19-year-old writing into us. The name has not been shared for privacy reasons, and on WhatsApp number is messaged that I have, or he or she has messaged that 20,000 rupees is what he or she has saved. Now he wants to, or she wants to, invest in the markets. One stock has come onto the radar, that is Transformers and Rectifiers India, for 10 years perspective. Should I invest in this stock? Now, interesting, if you would have come on phone line, we would have been able to ask you, how did you pick after 4,000, amidst 4,000 or 5,000 stocks, this one stock, Transformers and Rectifiers, for 10 years perspective? That would have been interesting to know from you. But let's understand from you, a lump sum 20,000 investment for a 19-year-old in Transformers and Rectifiers India Limited, what would you say?
See, the price structure is strong. 855 is where it trades at. But instead of using the lump sum approach, if you can kind of distribute this 20,000 into 3 tranches, one is buying at the current rate, second can be a slight dip around 800, and the third would be around 700. That would do justice in terms of law of averaging. Price structure is strong. 650 is the support zone, and possibly the way this stock has seen an outburst of prices, I think 1,050, 1,100 is what the long-term projection would be at the current prices.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in. Well, we will leave it at that. Thank you so much, Akshay, for being with us on this special edition. So 100 points up on the Nifty as we leave you right there, and we hope that this only improves from here on. Here's hoping you have a fantastic festive season up ahead, and greetings from the entire team of Business Today Television to you, to your team members, and to your family members as well. And we hope we see you around the festive season yet again. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll leave it at that, viewers. Thank you so much for being with us on this special edition of Daily Calls. We hope that our top guests are able to address and give you the right strategies for the markets and for all the stocks that you are coming up with the queries on. Do mention in the comment section below a feedback on how are you finding the calls that are given by our guests, the advice that is shared right here. Is it really helping you out? And also, what more would you want to see from us and this team at Business Today Television? We'll be happy to bring out certain more interviews and even interactive video sessions with all of you. Thank you so much for being with us on this special edition anyways.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome on Market Today. We are joined by Mr. Sandeep Kalra, the Chief Executive Officer of one of the most outperforming stocks in the market, Persistent Systems Limited. A very good morning to you, Mr. Kalra.